Hello YouTube, my name is Andrew, and today I'm going to start a tutorial series that explains how to comprehensively use FL Studio. Many of you have probably dabbled with Ableton Live or Pro Tools and FL Studio and really couldn't get a grasp on any of them. Maybe you tried to get a grasp on FL Studio, trying to get away from the grip of the constant money-mongering of Ableton Live or Pro Tools. FL Studio offers the lifetime purchase program. You buy it once, you have it for life. And until they change the name of FL Studio, literally, you'll get to use their software for free once you've purchased it. But not only that, FL Studio is just completely versatile, with more complexity than you could possibly imagine. It doesn't matter whether you're a pop artist, a country artist, a rock artist. It doesn't matter if you're a film composer or if you work in a cathedral. It doesn't matter if you're you want to make classical music or symphonic music. FL Studio can help you. Right now I'm recording these vocals with a $20 microphone directly into FL Studio as we speak, as I'm talking, with no script. I want you to realize the power of FL Studio. I want you to realize that this sounds almost like a religious commercial because FL Studio really is powerful. If you walk into a audio-based school like Nimbus School of Music or Berkeley and you tell them you want to use FL Studio, they won't know what you're talking about. These are industry professionals that may have heard it in passing, but they don't know what it is. They really don't understand the absolute power of FL Studio. There should be an electric guitar when I said power there. Maybe I'll add that in the effects. The point is, Ableton Live users often scoff, and they'll scoff at you if you start using FL Studio until more and more people really start to realize how powerful it is. And it really starts with a tutorial series that explains everything. So I'm going to start with the basics. I'm going to break down everything for you, and I'm going to show you how to use everything. I want to start first of all by saying every single one of these tracks can have an audio track in from anywhere, from any sound card, up to 100 tracks, 100 sound cards, and an audio track out, exactly the same, out to 100 sound cards, 100 speaker systems. And in FL Studio 20, they'll increase that to as many as you like. That's more than anybody could ever need. But if you want to have a specific speaker set up for your Matrix Brute and your Sub 37, you can do that. I say that because I have both of those sitting in front of me. Yes, I am boasting a little bit. They're fantastic. The bottom line is, speaker systems connected to, or sound cards connected to every single channel. You can also route any channel to any other channel, or to every channel. This is the mixer we're working with right now. You can put up to 10 effects on each channel, and then send that channel to the next channel. Each channel has its own pan. Each channel has its own recording arming. You can also right-click and save that particular recording or to a particular file location, or to several file locations. You can have every single track record specifically to that particular folder. There are hundreds of effects plugins to choose from, and you can get them from thousands of different providers as well, adding options to be limitless. But you can do that with Ableton Live and Pro Tools too. Every single button is automatable. Everything. I can literally automate this by right-clicking and clicking Link to Controller and pressing a button on my controller, and it will automate. It'll do exactly what I want it to do. And you can also customize that with formulas. I like to use several different formulas. Formulas that limit the faders that I use. I have a Motor 49. The motor has lovely faders that automatically go back to where you set them at, which is great, especially when using something like Philharmonic. And you can automate those faders. And you can tell those faders to go, hey, I only want you to go to 80%, which is where they're at right now, using formulas. Fantastic. So this is the mixer. And the mixer is very versatile. You can literally record every channel. You can record audio from a VST as you're playing it in real time. So if you make a mistake, or if there's MIDI data loss, you'll know. Well, you'll know anyway, but sometimes you don't know that there's MIDI data loss when you're playing it. You only know afterwards. And of course, the audio recording is completely different than the MIDI recording. And I found that a lot in Pro Tools and in Ableton Live, actually. And it's one of the reasons why I switched away from them. But the ability to record that track without actually having to plug it out of your computer into another computer is a really great feature. Of course, I still use 5 or 6 different computers for recording, but that's beside the point. The point is you can do that. So this is the mixer. Up here we have the playlist, and the playlist is where all of your tracks are going to go. Very similar to every other computer or every other DAW. I have my playlist set up right like this. For now, I usually use it on a separate screen, and if you want to do that yourself, you can go in here and just click the detached option. You can do the same thing with a mixer. I recommend that. Detach the mixer, throw it on a touch screen. It's really good. You can also do that with the piano roll. This is the piano roll. This is where you'll come into an individual instrument and create notes if you want to. Some people might play them. If you played a note, you made a mistake, you can come in after and edit it really quickly. Not much to it. This is your pattern selector. If I select it right now, it'll delete the recording. I don't want to do that. Or it won't delete the recording, it'll stop the recording because that's it interrupts the process of recording. Anything regarding the playlist can interrupt the process of recording, so I don't mess around with that while I'm recording. I'm actually recording live right now as well. Okay, this is video player, something that many people who do film don't realize. There's video player right here. So, and you can also plug in a BNC. Use a BNC into your computer and tap it right into this. You can use that to do live video recording or live audio recording on set. Hey, did you know you could do that? Probably not. Well, now you know. You can use this for film scoring or film composing, as I do. You can use it for editing as well, for audio editing as well in the film industry. So the film industry has a lot of functionality here. This can go to an audio track, and then from there you have full customization over the audio track as it comes in. You can also mute the master track. It also works with timecode. FL Studio works with timecode, so if you look up here, I can click on this. Here's my timecode. Works with the standard timecode. And it also has some features which we'll get into later that for those film composers out there that allow you to sync up your timecodes very easily. It also has MIDI sync. It also has timecode sync. So some very complex features which you wouldn't expect from something that doesn't look professional. But it does. It really is professional. It's just eye candy. I have lights all around my room to make my room pretty so that I'm happy and enjoying myself. And that's the same reason why FL Studio makes it a little more eye candy. Let's go ahead and play with a VST really quick, or a plugin really quick. This is a Fruity Reverb. A great little plugin. I've put it on channel 6. I don't know what I'm thinking here. It's late. Hello. And while I'm doing this, I'll show you a nice little trick to thicken up your vocals and make them sound much more present. Turn your decay all the way down. Turn the wet all the way up. Turn the size all the way down. And all of a sudden, I'm right there with you. You didn't expect that, did you? You thought I was across the world talking to you. Turn the wet down just a little bit, and it doesn't sound as in your face. FL Studio is presently working on making a better version of Reverb 2. It'll be released with FL Studio 20. And you'll notice that if I turn up the high cut and high damping, you can hear a bit of a metallic sound in the background. This is probably the most versatile reverb engine available for software. And they're improving it, making it even better. You'll notice that the tails go on forever. You turn it up there. Literally, Those tales will go on forever, ever. Not completely forever, but they go on pretty far. FL Studio, however, is increasing the decay length to infinite, which is fantastic. So you'll see that in the new FL Studio. Keep in mind, this is like getting an early access game from Steam, and you've paid the full price for it, and then the developers are continuing to make a newer version of it, but you don't have to pay for it again. FL Studio is one low price. Wow, I sound like a marketing consultant. I sound like I'm trying to sell you FL Studio. I am. I mean, I really am. Not because I work for them, because I don't. But I want people to realize just how powerful this program is. So that's why I'm doing this. So we've got the file browser here. And we covered that. And you can access your packs once you've added them. And that's a good little, you open the folder here, you find the folder, click on it, whatever. It'll bring your samples in and it'll show up alphabetically. Yeah, we've covered a bunch of stuff today, and I think I'm pretty satisfied with what we covered today. I'm going to break down the different areas. I'll probably spend 3 or 4 tutorials on the mixer because the mixer really is complex. So is the piano roll. Not as complex, but it's pretty complex. I mean, so is the playlist and playlist editor. So is the channel rack. There's a lot of features, and I'm also going to break down some of the individual VSTs as well. I'll do tutorials on automation. I'll probably cover how to record well with FL Studio. I may give you some tutorials on how to use some of their plugins as well, some of their effects plugins. There's some really fantastic features in here that you just can't get anywhere else. So yeah, that's FL Studio. Comment, rate, subscribe, and if I see, 10 likes, I'll create a second video.